Thank you very much for that. Compared to the suspense of the award announcements tonight, this may not be the most exciting part of the evening, but it is important. I feel a bit like Bridget Bardot's fifth husband as they walked down the aisle out of the church and he said, "I know what I have to do, I just don't know how I'm going to make it interesting." A quick overview of the judging process. First thing to emphasise is I can assure you that the industry judging panel is a body completely independent from the administration and organising of the awards. People might notice that in some cases, some instances, we have sponsors that are also finalists, but I can assure everyone that the relationship with the awards in no way affects the judging. We look at every entry strictly on its merits and on the comprehensive criteria that you all know about because you filled in the application forms. And in any case, the panel has little or no knowledge of who the sponsors are. Each entry is blind scored by 2 of 24 judges around Australia, and the finalists are chosen as the highest scoring entries, provided they meet a minimum score. Then the senior judges all meet to discuss all of the finalist entries and vote by anonymous ballot to decide the winners, and not even we know who they are. We can say this year that in many categories, any of the finalists could easily have won, and that the vote was very tight indeed, not so tight that, unlike the WA Senate, there's going to be a recount. I can assure you that there was much discussion amongst the senior judges before the voting in relation to fine details of how entries met various criteria. And I can report that the general standard of entries was very high, and the trend is incredibly positive. Over the last 5 years, the overall standard of entries has increased markedly, and we hope this means that events themselves have improved as a result of the benchmarking and the feedback that we provide. There are now a lot of instances where people who've become finalists on their second or third attempt and then progress to become winners, which hopefully means we're having a positive effect in the industry. Forgive me the self-indulgence, but I want to make one personal observation. With my corporate social responsibility and environment and sustainability hat on, I want to make the observation that while many of the award submissions were very good in this regard, quite a few unfortunately showed a lack of understanding of what CSR and sustainability is all about. MIMO, there is a difference between standard of sustainability qualities of an event and the ability of an event to sustain itself. Not only is this aspect important in its own right, but believe me, internationally, the events industry continues to have a trend of increased corporate social responsibility and ensuring the social and environmental sustainability aspects of an event are sound and getting better. So our competitiveness, particularly if we are to attract international events to our shores, should not be compromised by lack of excellence in this regard. Here endeth the lesson. It is very pleasing to note that tonight we've got finalists from every state and territory. Of course, we'd like to see a continuing increased trend of spread of entries from right across Australia to keep increasing the national nature of these important awards. And this year, for the first time, we're acknowledging the best events in each state and territory in each category, as well as the national winners. We've called this group the State and Territory Winners, funnily enough. This is an attempt to encourage those doing outstanding work in their local communities and to recognise excellence across the nation. So on behalf of all the judges, I congratulate the finalists in 25 categories, and I want to make a special mention of the winners of the Lifetime Achievement Award. Those 3 people have indeed been integral in the development and the excellence of the industry. And thank you to the scores of organisations that work together to make the awards happen. And particularly, of course, because no one else will probably do this, but Ian Steigrad and Chris Twyman of the EPIC team who put all this together so well. I think I can say on behalf of all the judges that while it's very hard work and getting harder with the detail and the numbers of entries. It's highly enjoyable and very inspiring to see the amazing work being done in the industry nowadays. Having said that, I want to thank all my fellow judges who've put literally hundreds of hours into assessing entries and giving feedback to every entrant. Very glad to see that volunteerism is alive and well in the industry, in Australia at least. So thank you all. Congratulations again to all the finalists, and let's get on with the awards. Thank you.